What's going on, guys? I'm super excited today. I'm going to be jumping in the Scud. I'm going to be taking it over to a certain someone's house that pretty popular in this industry. There's something that he has that I might want. I think he wants this, so we might end up making a little bit of a swap. Ultimately, I think it's going to be a car that I can take on track quite a bit more than this car, but I think they're both going to have a Ferrari badge. Stay tuned, let's see what happens. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel already, don't forget to click the subscribe button below. I really appreciate your support, and I'm hoping to grow this channel a little bit more and bring you guys more cool content. Scud might be leaving us. This might be one of the last times I see this sexy little rear end on this car, but we will see. After driving in my new car, in my McLaren, and shifting that car in the DCT, and coming back to the Scud in the Formula One, single clutch automated manual transmission, it's kind of incredible how slow this transmission shifts. Now it shifts extremely fast when you're flooring it and you're going full speed, and you ask it to shift, it shifts. But when you're just kind of driving slow and putting around and you ask it to shift, it doesn't take as long as somebody actually shifting a manual transmission, but it kind of feels that way, and it also feels very manual. The transmission in this car feels so much more manual than the dual clutch, but it feels almost as manual as a manual transmission. And that's why I bought this car in the first place. That's why I bought the Super Trofeo. It's because, in my opinion, in time, these cars, since they basically are just an automated manual transmission, I think they're gonna kind of appreciate in value, and they're gonna just get overall appreciation for what they are, because it was only a short period of time that these cars were even made with these transmissions. They just kind of went from manual transmissions to this for a short time, and then to the dual clutch. So these are kind of a special breed. I don't think they're fully appreciated yet, but as people, have gotten away from them and they go back to them and drive them again, they're gonna go, holy cow, I appreciate this car way more than I thought I did. So that's my take on these Scuds, and I think the potential next owner probably feels the same way. One other thing that I kind of noticed between this car and the McLaren is, with this car, the paddle stays put. It stays where it's at. So as you move your hand across and you want to shift, the paddle's down here, so you have to slide your hand back down and shift. And I've gotten extremely used to that. And now when I'm driving the McLaren, the paddle goes with the wheel. So I keep on sliding my hand to go shift, and then I forget that it's where the wheel already is. So I don't necessarily think one is better than the other, but it's definitely something that's different, and it's something that you have to get used to when you're driving the different cars. Let me know your take. Would you rather have the paddles follow the wheel, or would you rather have the paddles stay where they're at and have to slide your hand back down? And I just thought of something. I think the reason why they did that in these single clutch automated manuals is because if you've got the wheel turned and you're able to shift really easily, and you shift, these cars are abrupt, and it could break the wheels loose in the rear, and you end up losing the rear end because you're shifting in the middle of a turn when you shouldn't be shifting. And so I think in the dual clutch cars, they don't shift so abruptly. Everything's so smooth, and so if you have some steering angle in the steering wheel and you shift, the car isn't going to get upset like it would in a single clutch automated manual. So I wonder if that's one of the reasons why it's different in something like the Scud versus the McLaren. If anybody knows for sure, hit me up, let me know, mention it in the comments, but I'm kind of thinking that's probably the reason. feel shifting in a Scud. It's brutal, man. Compared to the dual clutch that you just don't feel. I mean, the dual clutch, you feel the car continue to just go forward. But in the Scud, man, you just feel the car slam right into gear. I don't think it gets much better than that. I think a couple of you might know whose house this is. And we're going to be coming over here to check out some cars and see if there's a little swap we can do. So I'm here at Strad's house. We've got the Scud here. And he's going to take it for a drive. And I'm taking a look at the 430 Challenge car. Now this thing is pretty dope. I actually was one of the guys that originally found out about this car. It was sitting in a trailer a long time ago, and I helped makes and models find the trailer, and this car was inside the trailer, and they were able to end up buying the trailer and the car, and then Strad ended up acquiring the car. And since he's had it, there's been a couple changes made to it, but in general, it's still just a race car, and I'm a race car guy. So I think this would be kind of fun to swap the Scud for, and just have this. Go enjoy it out on track for a little bit. Probably not too long. You know me, I like to flip cars. But it's a proper 430 Challenge car. And there's definitely some things I'd have to go through and update. You know, all the safety stuff is kind of out of date, which really doesn't matter, especially if I'm not going to actually race it wheel to wheel. But it's got all the safety stuff in it. And the car starts up, runs good. It's basically the Scuderia engine, because it's a 430 track car, and that's the Scuderia. So they, I had the 458 Challenge race car. It was great on track, and I think it would be fun to try the 430 Challenge car and go out there and see how she does. Should I trade the Scud for the 430 Challenge car? Let me know in the comments. And I think James is going for a drive in the Scud right now. So they're gonna go for a drive, check it out, see what he thinks. In the meantime, his friends came over. They've got an LP640 just like the white one I used to have. 03 anniversary, 6-speed manual Murcielago. Just a beautiful car. So the Strad just took off in the 430 Scuderia. He's gonna take it for a drive, and we are looking at the 430 Challenge car the Strad has. And it's just sitting here in Strad's garage, up on the elevator lift that goes down into the garage below. His Gallardo. Check this out. The pink Aventador wide body. This thing is as sick as it gets. Got a couple other cars in here. Got the little Countach. I bet that thing's fun. Got the Bugatti, the white Countach, the 812 Superfast. I can hear the car coming. I'm not sure if you can see it or not. But I can definitely hear it. There she is. Well, here we are inside the 430 Challenge car. Looks like we got the wheel nut removal tool right here. There's the fire extinguisher. There's a DL Solo 2, I think, or maybe it's the Solo 1 to be able to do track recording times and things like that. Yeah. Seems like a pretty cool race car, and I fit in this car. Look at this, guys. So my head, look at this headroom. In my 458, I literally was like this. I had to readjust the seat so much to be able to fit in the car. And that's one of the biggest reasons why I ended up selling that car, is because I literally did not fit in the car. But this one, I have a ton of room. And this car isn't quite as fast as the 458 Challenge on track, but it's actually close. I mean, it's pretty similar. So I believe this car would end up being like an ST2 car, to where the 458 Challenge was an ST1 car. So yeah, this thing would be a hoot. I don't know, maybe I'm really starting to hope that Strad likes that Scuderia so we can make this deal. Looks good to me. Also, this car has the windows. And on the 458, they were like a $7,000 option for the windows. So I can't imagine they're much less on the 430 Challenge car. It's got carbon door panels. I mean, I can see why people talk about trying to make this a street car, because, you know, most race cars I would be like, no way in hell. And especially like the 458, like I didn't even fit in the car. It was hard to get in and out of and everything. But this thing, like, I can see why it could become a street car and why people would actually want to turn it into one. And I'm the one that's always telling people, no, that's a stupid idea, especially because like the roll bar and stuff like that, if you got in an accident without a helmet on, like you would die so much faster than if it was a car with airbags and all that stuff. But if you have your helmet on, you got your Hans device, and you've got the harness and all that stuff, then you know, it's a safe car. But without it, I still wouldn't take this on the street myself, but I can understand why people talk about streeting these 430 Challenge cars. It's pretty cool. Strad is such a cool dude for inviting me out here to check out his collection, take a look at the 430 Challenge car and see if we can make a little bit of a trade. Hopefully he likes the Scud. If he doesn't, I completely understand. You know, it's not for everybody, but I think it's going to be a perfect car for his channel. And who knows, maybe he'll do something way cooler with the car than I ever would. But, you know, I know it's a cool, fast, great car, and hopefully he feels the same way.